So this is just a sample that was in the online store. You may have seen this card. I just kind of cased it to give me an idea of what the paper and the punches were like. Hey, Mary Kay. This is a really big card. Let me measure this card just so you all have an idea of how big it is. It is 5.5 by 5.5. So it's a really big square, and this would take a handmade envelope. This is not the one we're making tonight, but I'm glad you all like it. So we're going to use the same punches and the same designer paper. I have lots to share with you tonight, and there are some new products coming out in March, and March 3rd, that's the date. It's going to be the second part of the celebration release. Would anyone like to see those new products? I have some of them, not all of them, and I can also show you the brochure that's going to go out with it, okay? All right, so we're going to start with that. I'm going to share some new products that will debut March 3rd, and then I'm going to share with you my upcoming sampler class, and then we're going to make the cards. So we have a full evening, okay? I'm going to switch over to my hands, and I'm going to show you this. This is actually a newer celebration brochure. Hi, Lee. I'm glad you like the card. This brochure will come out on March 3rd, okay? And I'm going to show you when you open this up, at the very bottom, there is some new foil designer paper coming out. Now remember, this is March 3rd, okay? Hi, Amanda. So let me show you up close and personal. It gives you some samples in the catalog on what you can create with this foil paper. We've had foil paper in the past during celebration, and it's been super thick. And this one's thinner, like a regular designer paper. And I can also tell it's hard for you all to see with my fluorescent lighting in the studio. But this piece right here has silver foil, all right? And you do get 3 sheets of it, and it's 12 by 12. Now this sheet, again, 12 by 12, it's 3 sheets, and it has these copper flowers on it. Isn't that beautiful? And again, my lighting in this room makes it very difficult for you all to see. And then here is another flower paper. Now this one's a little bit easier for us to see. You've got copper foil, and the leaves are silver foil. All right. And then we've got this, I'm going to call it a plaid piece, and this is in copper. And again, it's thin. It's got the same weight as our regular designer paper, okay? It's 4 designs, and you get 3 of each design. All right, and it's 12 by 12. I know, I can't wait to start making stuff with this. And I love the fact that Stampin' Up! Gave us 4 card ideas to go with this paper set because I need that. Hi, Maria. Hey, Sonia. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. All right, now if you turn the page, we've got the Rise and Shine stamp set. This coordinates with the Cup of Christmas dies, or were they called Cup of Cheer? I'm trying to remember the name of the dies. The dies and another stamp set were in the holiday book in 2019. And so there's a brand new coordinating stamp set to go with the Cup of Cheer dies. It's telling me right there at the bottom. All right. And again, we've got 5 card ideas right here. Now, if you're not a demonstrator and you're not currently working with a demonstrator, let me know and I will mail you one of these new brochures. Another new stamp set coming, it's called Well Dressed. And it's for all the men in our lives. How awesome is that? And we've got 3 card ideas right up here at the top. Thanks everybody for sharing. Now over here, I can show you this. It's called So Very Vellum, okay? And these vellum sheets have a design, and it's the same design on all 3, okay? Now, let me see if I can tell you the colors. We've got Purple Posy right here, Soft Sea Foam, and Pool Party. And you get, let me count how many you get. I want to say you get two sheets of each one. So there's 6 in here, okay? And this is a celebration product that'll be available March 3rd. Hey Dawn, welcome. Good to have you. All right, and so this will be free with a $50 purchase. Well Dressed is free with a $50 purchase. And the coffee cups are free with a $100 purchase. And the foil is free with a $50 purchase. Now, there's still one more. And this has a 2-page spread. And don't panic, it doesn't come out till March 3rd. So you've got a little bit of time, okay? This stamp set right here coordinates with this punch. How awesome is that? So that's a brand new stamp set, and now we've got 5 card ideas right here. So just a really nice sampling of new product to come. And then Stampin' Up! Has included every single celebration product since it was introduced in January, all right? So you'll see everything there. So if you need a brochure, message or email me and I'll pop it in the mail to you, okay? I'd love for you to have one of these, all right? All right, so our next bit of business, and that is my Honey Bee Sampler and Card Kit, all right? And you're gonna get a sneak peek of the entire sampler, okay? All right, so it's going to wave by you. All right, you can see my fluorescent lighting. This is already in the frame. It is in a shadow box frame. All right, and this will give you a good idea of what it looks like. It is 12 by 12. And ladies, all the information on this class can be found at this URL address. This will take you to my blog. It has PayPal buttons there, and you can select which class you want to take, okay? So let me explain those real quick, and if you need to ask questions about it, this is a great time to do that. Let me just take a sip of tea here. Okay. So it's available as a local class and an online class. The sampler is $32.50, and you can add 6 coordinating cards for $12.50. Now the cards I worked on today, and I'll finish them up tomorrow, and I'll have them on my Facebook page and blog hopefully tomorrow evening. I do want to do a video for the class. So that's my plan. Now, if you were, well, let me tell you about the online tutorial. Some of you are demonstrators, and maybe you'd like to include this, you know, as part of, you know, include this with, to share it with your customers. I'm sorry, I cannot talk tonight. But maybe you would like to teach this class, share this with your customers. The online tutorial will be available March 6th. It's very possible it will be ready before then because I plan to start filming next week. The tutorial is $15. The tutorial is probably going to have, and I think I wrote it on here, 15 video tutorials, that's one for each square and each card, photos of each sampler square and card, the inspiration sheet, that's your supply list. It'll have measurements, and you'll have the file for scripture that's used in the sampler. So all you have to do is print that and cut it out, okay? So if you are a local customer living in the Richmond, Virginia area, we'll be having our class at the Manor House on February 29th at 10 a.m. to 1:30. Class will take about 3.5 hours, and when you leave, your sampler will be completed. You may not be able to finish all the cards, but you'll have your sampler done. And also, when you do sign up for class or the online tutorial, I will let you know which frame to purchase and which frame works the best for the sampler, okay? Now, on March 7th at 9:30 a.m., I'm going to be in my stamping studio in Suffolk, Virginia. Space is limited. I already have several ladies signed up. So if you're interested, this is in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area. I'm close to Virginia Beach, Newport News, Hampton, Williamsburg. So anyway, I can give you my home address if you decide you want to attend this one, but I didn't want to post it here, okay? So hopefully I've answered all questions, more details on Facebook tomorrow again, and I'll release some more sneak peek pictures as well. But it should be a lot of fun. Oh, the one thing I didn't tell you is this. It's customizable. My sampler says be creative. You may want your sampler to say be kind, let it be fearless, be yourself. Whatever it is, I can cut the letters for you, and they will be waiting for you when you arrive to class or if you purchase the online version. Now, with the online class, everything is pre-cut for you as well as for the local class. All the die cuts are done. All you have to do is stamp, cut out those images, and then mount them to the sampler. So, I mean, I've done all the work for you. You just have a tiny bit of stamping to do. And if you're doing the online version, you do want the honeybee sampler. You do want the honeybee bundle. That means the stamp set and the dies, okay? You're gonna want both of those. There was one other detail that I cannot remember now. But any questions, just message me. I would love to have you join us for this class. So do a screenshot of this URL address or take a picture with your camera or your phone, okay? All right, I'm going to show the sampler quickly one more time. All right, so it's going to sail on by you. Mine says be creative. Your banner will say whatever you want it to say. And then these are the squares, and this is the scripture square. So you do get a file for the scripture, okay? And even if you're in my local class, you still receive all the videos, the files, the supply lists with measurements. So if any of you have ever taken any of my classes, any of my online classes, and have used the videos to create the projects, I'd love for you to leave a comment on my Facebook page and let other people know of the quality of work that they will receive. I work very hard on these. It takes many days to type, edit, video, and I would just love to have you join me. I think it would be a lot of fun, and I think the most fun is going to be the customizable part when I get to cut those letters for you to make it your very own. All right? So if there aren't any more questions about that, I know it's a ton of information. Most of it's on my Facebook event, and then of course at this blog address, okay? All right, well, we're gonna move on into tonight's project, and we're going to be using the Please Dis Punch designer paper. It's brand new. It was released on February 4th. I'm going to give all of you a few minutes now to do a screenshot or take a picture with your phone. All right. And then you'll have the measurements for the cards. Okay. I'm going to take a sip of hot tea. I'm drinking honey lavender tonight. That is my tea du jour. So honey lavender. All right. And if anyone's ever been to my local classes, we always have coffee and tea and cider and hot cocoa and all those good things. I can't send those through the mail. Plus, you will receive a pillow gift with the Honeybee Sampler class. All right, created just for you. Okay, I think we're ready, ladies. Ready to get started? I'm going to show you the paper. Okay, that's going to be the first thing that I show you. So I'm going to remove this now. And this is the paper this evening. It does arrive 12 by 12. And this is the front and this is the back. And I'll show you a bigger version since these prints are so large. Here's another sheet of paper, front and back. Another sheet, front and back. And another sheet, front and back. Okay? So this is the umbrella paper right here. And we will use the coordinating umbrella builder punch. And you'll see that we can punch out this umbrella. We can punch out this umbrella. And we can also punch out the handle of the umbrella. So how cool is that? This is the back of the umbrella paper, so that's very fitting. I'm going to scoop this up so that you can see all the coordinating colors. Okay. All right, so that's that paper right there. This is, I'm going to skip this paper and go to a different one. Okay, this is the Tulip paper right here. And this is the Tulip punch. Hi, Shirley. So nice to have you tonight. I don't know if you've visited before, so it's good to have you. This is the Tulip Builder punch. And see this petal? You can also punch out these petals, which we're going to do tonight, okay? Hi, Maria. Welcome. I know this paper is like spring, isn't it? And I live in Virginia. This is the back side of the Tulip paper. I live in Virginia, and so one day it's 30 degrees, and the next day it's 75. So tomorrow our temperature is 70, and then on Friday it's like 40. So we just crazy weather. All right, here is the heart paper, and it coordinates with both heart punches. And this is a duo pack. These two do come together, and I believe they're $34. Okay, so these are a pair. They are not separate. And then the back, let's see. Oh, the back is this check. Okay, and that's Blushing Bride. And then this paper right here, see these flowers? This coordinates with the flower punch in Celebration. And this punch is free with a $100 purchase, okay? And it will punch out all of these flowers, all that are this size, okay? And this is the back of the flower paper. So you get to see it up close and personal tonight. And these are the colors that the paper coordinates, that the designer paper coordinates with. We've got Balmy Blue, Blushing Bride, Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, Crushed Curry, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Petal Pink, Balmy, did I do Balmy Blue twice? Oh, you know what? That should be Pool Party, and it's not. So that should be Pool Party, and that is Whisper White. All right. Dawn, I'm with you. I love how the paper coordinates with the punches because that means we get more use out of our punches. And punches are great because they're quick. You can, punch out something quickly. You don't have to go over to the big shot. Trim your paper so it'll roll through the big shot. All right, now this designer paper sheet right here. Lots of demonstrators use these now. And on Friday, under the in the blog post, I'm going to put a file for this. I put this Whisper White cardstock in my printer, and I printed out this information here at the bottom. I've got the name of the designer paper. It's a coordination product release. There's the item number, and the price is $11.50. These are coordinating colors, and then my information at the bottom. Now, let me tell you what's nice about these. They're great for us demonstrators when we travel for classes, but it's also great for you because once this paper retires, and by the way, it's only available until March 31st or while supplies last. But when this paper retires, you can tuck this into the package with the paper. You might pull this out a year from now, and you'll look at this and say, is this paper current? How long ago did Stampin' Up! Carry this paper? And what are the coordinating colors? And you're gonna have all that information right here, all right? So this could be an invaluable tool to you. And I'll have it on my blog Friday under the video replay, okay? You'll be able to download that as well as the supply list, all right? So if there aren't any questions about the paper, we finally get to make a card, all right? Okay, so let's see, where should we start? Let's go ahead and start with Hello Friend. And before we do that, we do need to cut our card base, okay? So I'm gonna move this out of the way and I'm going to bring in my trimmer. All right. So this is my Stampin' trimmer, and I'm pretty positive this is in the mini catalog. All right, and hang tight here. Okay, so let's see. I am using Whisper White thick cardstock. I know I always talk about this. I love it on card bases because it's heavier than our regular Whisper White, okay? All right, so this is the standard sheet of cardstock. It's 8.5 by 11 inches, okay? And so this is the 8.5-inch side. I'm going to turn my paper along the 11-inch side, and I'm going to cut it at 4.25 inches, okay? All right, and then, let me lift that up. I'm going to cut another card base at 4.25 inches. So this is gonna make that square card base, okay? I still have one more sheet to do because one sheet of cardstock creates 2 card bases, all right? So we're back to 4.5. There we go. And we'll cut another one at 4.5. All right, thank you, Carol. You know, Carol, I can always count on you to look things up for me, and that's exactly what I need. So Carol says the trimmer is in the catalog. It's in the mini. It's on page 45, and it's $25. So you can't beat the price for sure. Whoops, we've got a score. All right. So I'm going to move my cutting blade out of the way. This is my cutting blade, moving it away from the paper. And now we're going to score at 4.25. And this is going to give us our square card base, okay? And last week, we created an envelope to go with these square cards. And so you can go back and look at that Facebook Live replay It's on my blog, last Friday's blog post. You can find it there, and you can find it on Facebook if you scroll down the page. All right, so I'm just putting score lines in my card bases, and if you want to make a square envelope, we made one last Wednesday night, okay? All right, so now we're done. I'm going to take my bone folder. Remember, this is thicker cardstock, okay? All right, just going to kind of burnish that a little bit. And I'm going to bring in our first card, and it's called Hello Friend. So you may be asking me, where did that stamp come from? And I can show you. It's called Seriously the Best Stamp Set. It is in the mini, and Carol, if you want to look up this one for us, that would be awesome. This is part of a card kit that you can purchase. So it has those 3 big greetings. All right, so that is Seriously the Best. That's the name of that. And let's see, the first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and tape our designer paper. Whoa, I almost knocked over my adhesives. All right, so we're just using Snail here, ladies, okay? This is a 3 by 3 inch sheet of designer paper, and the cardstock is 3 1/4 inches by 3 1/4 inches. All right, and I'm just gonna center this right here. And then what I like to do, I like to pop this little part up, and I am finishing up a sheet of dimensionals here. All right, so that's that one. We got rid of that. And now we'll bring out this set of dimensionals right here. All right, but I really like popping up these little layers on the card base. I just think it gives the square more dimension, the square card base. All right, and everyone is really quiet, so I hope you're still out there watching. Carol says, Seriously the Best Stamp Set is on page 60, and the stamp set is $19. And it does have a card kit that you can actually purchase that goes with it. All right, so I'm just gonna eye this, ladies, and center this. All right, hopefully it's straight and not crooked. Someone's gonna win this tonight. I'm gonna bring in a stitched shaped circle. This is from the Stitched Shapes dies, which I use constantly. I'm gonna bring in my Granny Apple Green. Love this color. And I'm just gonna ink this up really well. And I'm just gonna stamp there. All right, so super easy to do. And I'm gonna go ahead and get the Hello Friend popped up. I should have changed my grid paper. There is some adhesive here from last week, and my paper is getting caught on it. So, and it's really hard for me to pick up too. All right. So here are our dimensionals, and I'm gonna peel this off. All right, the card kit that goes with that stamp set is $30. It is also on page 60. Carol, thank you so much. You're an awesome assistant. You are great. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pop up Hello Friend right there. And now we get to the fun part, ladies, and that's actually punching out our flowers. All right. And so I can reach this one, and I am just going to center that. Okay, so that's one. And of course, I want my flowers to be different colors. I don't want all the same color. And then we need one more, and I would like that one. And so I am going to cut into the paper. I won't cut across here, because I can use that flower another time. All right, And so now we'll insert the paper there, okay? And now we've got our 3 flowers. And this flower up here, I'll show you this one because the flowers are different, by the way. Glue dots, let me find those. I am actually going to put a glue dot behind this flower. And I'm going to stick it right there, okay? And then I've got another flower here, and I'm going to stick it about right there. And let's see. This time, I'm going to put the glue dot on top of the flower, and I'll show you why. I'm going to tuck it underneath. So see that little glue dot? It's on top of the flower, and I am going to tuck it right underneath that circle, okay? Carol says, you're welcome. I just happen to have the catalog in my hand, compiling an order to be ready for March 3rd. I love it. I love it. All right. Now, I know I brought my rhinestones over here. Yes, I did. And so these are our basic rhinestones, our basic jewels. And I'm just going to put a little pop in the center here. All right. I'm trying to get under the glue dot. There we go. Here's a rhinestone for another one. I'm going to have a lot of winners tonight. I didn't pick up the adhesive that time, so there's one. There we go. All right. So these cards are super simple. I love doing squares because I can, showcase all the paper. Hey, Barbara, welcome. Oh, thank you so much, Barbara. I really appreciate it. It's nice to have you here tonight. Thank you, Carol. Carol liked the tip where you put the glue dot on top of the punched shape and then tuck it under. All right? All right, somebody gets to take this home tonight, so definitely leave a comment and share. All right? Be sure to share. All right, so this is going to be our next one, and this is the Tulip Builder Punch here, all right? So we'll go ahead, see the tulips on the back? We're gonna go ahead and take this one, and we're going to center this, and this cardstock color is Calypso Coral, and this cardstock color right here, all right, y'all help me out. It's an in color with lovely lipstick, blueberry bushel. Is it Grapefruit Grove? I think it's Grapefruit Grove. All right, now we're going to center this designer paper. Okay, and now we're gonna pop this up as well. Whoops. I have several dimensionals coming off all at one time. All right. Thank you, Sonia. I'm glad you like the cards. Glad you girls like them. All right. I don't know about you all, but Stampin' Up! Has brought out so many wonderful things for celebration. It is very hard to keep track of. So I'm trying my best. But it's hard, and then of course, we want everybody to know about it. So, all right, I'm gonna center this on this card base, okay? Just like that. And let's see, let's go ahead and punch our tulips next. Okay, see this tulip right here? I really hate to waste it, but the entire tulip is not here. But I'm going to show you something tonight, okay? We're going to use it. And this is where you're going to start, you're going to need paper snips for this because you do have to trim around things, all right? You've got to trim around these images. Okay, so now let me see if I can get to the tulip. Let's see. And like I said, I'm going to try and use this one on the card. All right, and there's a little bit of white that's going to show. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I promise you we're going to use it, all right? No waste. And then this little petal right here, now this is where a Post-it becomes your best friend, okay? This Post-it note, it's sticky right along this edge, so that's going to hold the paper for me and hold it steady. Let's trim that off. So keep your paper snips near when you're punching out these images. Okay, so there it is. I was able to get that petal. Okay, and it looks like I'm going to need 2 petals for my card. Now I can probably still use this Post-it, so I'm going to hang on to it, okay? All right, let's look at some more tulips. Let's see. That one would be very pretty. So I am going to have to cut around this one to make sure that I can insert it into the punch. And yes, it looks like I'm going to need a Post-it note. And now I'm going to slide this in. Okay, I've got it in there, and you're going to notice there's a little outline of white, okay? And there's our second tulip. I'm still going to hang on to the Post-it. I may use it again. And we need one more tulip. And as you can see, I like to use different colors. And so now I am going to move up here and use this one. And yes, I am going to need that Post-it one more time. And I'm going to insert this one and just kind of frame that. See that? And I'm going to punch that one. All right. I'm still going to hang on to the Post-it note. I may be able to use it for something else. All right, so now we do need one more petal. And so let's go ahead and we'll use this one. All right. Okay, this I'm probably not going to use at all. But, you know, there's a possibility I could end up using this tulip at some point, so I will keep it. And let's see which way this needs to go in. All right, I wonder if there's any, yep, it's still sticky. Okay, here we go. Here's our petal. All right, and sometimes what you might find is the Post-it gets these little points and then it gets caught up inside the punch. All right, there we go. Okay, and there's our petal right there. So 2 petals and 3 tulips, all right? I want to leave some space for the word hello. And I'm just going to kind of look to see how I can group them. And remember this tulip that was along the straight edge of the paper? I'm actually going to hide this right here, all right? So let's get some dimensionals on here and see how we can hide this. Oh, you know what? Actually, on this card, I only popped up 1 tulip and 2 petals. So let's do that again. I mean, I could certainly pop up everything, but I kind of like that 3-dimensional look of only 1 tulip popped up. I'm going to put this tulip about right here. All right. And then that'll look nice. I'm going to peel off this little Post-it that's on the back. Not that I really need to. No one's ever going to see this. And it may stay. Oh, there we go. Okay, so more snail. All right. And then I'm going to bring this one down a little, okay? Because flowers, when you arrange flowers, and I don't know how to arrange flowers, but if you did arrange them, you wouldn't put them all straight in a row, all lined up. You would have them in various positions, okay? So that's kind of like what we're doing with this. All right, So this last tulip I am popping up. And it just goes to show that you can use all the different color tulips. They don't have to be the same on every card. And look how I have covered up that tulip that wasn't fully there. All right. And then we are going to pop up these little guys. This paper is really hard to peel off tonight, or it's probably just me. All right, so now we will put a petal along here. Okay, and we have one more to do. And the petals can go anywhere. It's up to your discretion. Hang tight. All right, let's try that again. Okay, I didn't want the dimensional to show. And let's see, do we want to put this one that way? Why not? All right, and so there's our other tulip, and now we're going to put the word hello on here. So this word hello is actually in the tulip stamp set. And I'm trying to think, Carol, if you've got your catalog, I'm now looking for the tulip stamp set. I wanted to get the correct name for the stamp set that coordinates with the punch. I am going to pull out just one of these little guys here. All right. And this is Calypso Coral Ink, ladies. And we're going to use the word hello. All right. And I actually already had that pennant there, so I'll just use it. And then I'll try and cut straight. Let me close up this ink. All right. Put this paper away. And now we're going to put a dimensional on here. All right. So the tulip stamp set that coordinates with the tulip builder punch, that is a perfect spring stamp set and Easter. And it's got a beautiful fonts and beautiful greetings and words, just really, really pretty stuff. So that is our second card right there. All right. Okay, coming up next, we're gonna work on hearts. And of course, Valentine's is this Friday. So we're going to use Blushing Bride, and then we're going to use this check, and on the opposite side you'll find the hearts. I'm going to move this out of the way. Let's put the original card right there for you to see, and we're going to tape this with Snail. So the tulip stamp set is called Timeless Tulips. And so the Timeless Tulip Stamp Set and Tulip Builder Punch are on page 43. You can bundle those and save 10%. And as a matter of fact, I believe you can bundle all of these and save 10% with each stamp set. I love how Stampin' Up! Has taken the punches from the mini catalog and have created a paper that coordinates with them, because it does mean we get more mileage out of our products. And don't we want to use our heart punches all the time and not just Valentine's Day? So something to think about. All right, so I'm just peeling off the dimensionals, as you can see. Whoops, and just throwing my paper across the table. All right, so once I make the last card, you all are going to have to tell me which one is your favorite card. I'm anxious to know what everyone thinks. All right. All right, so now we're going to take some cardstock. As you can tell from this card right here, there is this scallop border, okay? Isn't that a pretty card? Love the hearts. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're taking the scallop heart, and remember the scallop heart and the other heart punch are a duo. They come together, all right? They are a team. And then we're going to need one in Blushing Bride, all right? So that's taken care of. And now our next thing is to punch out hearts, all right? Oh, I'm so glad everybody likes this. All right, now I want to show you something. With these hearts, when I insert this heart punch, look what happens. I'm missing part of that heart. All right, so hopefully you can see that. All right, there's space there. There isn't paper there, but we're going to use it anyway. So this is a great way to use all of your designer paper and not waste it. Now you can tell better. See the bottom of the heart? It's not a point, okay? It just kind of squares off. But we're still going to be able to use this. All right, we do need one in pink. So let's see, which one? I guess I will do this one right here. Just trying to get that straight. There we go. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do the lines. Hang tight. I'm going to go with that one to make it a little bit different than the original. All right. Okay. So we're definitely going to pop up the heart. All the hearts there. So let's do that. I was teaching a class last night, and one of my ladies said, how many dimensionals should I use? And I said, well, when I made the card, I used a ton because it just made me happy. And they're like a penny a piece. And so, you know, if I want to use a ton, I can. So I'm going to center this right on top of the scallop heart. Look how nicely that coordinates. That's that heart punch pack, okay? And look, that you can really see now, that point is not there. See that? But we'll still use it. All right, so let's go ahead and pop this up. All right, this is the pink heart that I'm doing now. We are using lots of dimensionals tonight. So, oh, which paper is this? So, Carol, this paper right here is still Pleased as Punch. That's the name of the designer paper. It's called Pleased as Punch, all right? So this is just, let me see if I can find my paper chart. Here it is right here, and this is the opposite side of that paper, okay? Those two are together, all right? So now that's a good question because, you know, we've kind of been creating this for a while now. All right, so now that's on, and now we're ready to tape. So we're actually going to put Snail on the back of the hearts, and I'm going to cover that little point up, and no one's ever gonna see it. So Mary Kay said she likes dimensionals too. I do too. I do too. I don't know who invented them, but I'm telling you, they knew what they were doing because it can really make a difference. All right, now this heart right here, we're actually going to pop up, okay? Because if we taped it down, it would be uneven, all right, and a little lopsided. So I'm going to put a dimensional here at the bottom and here on this side, all right? And I'm going to show you why. Hang tight. My paper doesn't want to come off. Okay, the reason I put them there is because I am now going to layer this here, and if I had a dimensional here, it would be lopsided again. And so this is going to rest on top of the other heart, and I'm covering up that point, okay? This side's popped up, and this is popped up, and this is not. All right, and if you want to put snail or a glue dot there, you can. I don't think it's necessary, but you could do that. All right, so now we're going to stamp, and this is called Celebrate Every Moment. This is from the Honey Bee stamp set. Love the words in this. They are in the sampler. And if you're just joining us and you missed the details on my Honey Bee sampler, be sure to go back and watch the replay to get all of the details, because I'd love to have you join us. All right, it'll be really fun. All right, so I'm going to stamp this in Highland Heather, okay? Now, hopefully I will get this straight. If I don't, we will stamp another one. All right, wow, pretty good. All right, first try. Sometimes it takes me 5 tries before it's straight. All right, well, we're gonna make a little banner here, and so I'm actually just going to trim off a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut in the center, and then I am going to cut towards that center from the point right on up to there. All right, and I'm going to do this side too. I don't normally do that, but I'm going to this time. Okay, I'll try and hold this up closer to the camera so you can see how to make that little banner. You might call it a pennant or a fishtail. So it's got all kinds of little names. And we're going to add a dimensional here. And I think I'll just put that like right in the middle of the words. And by the way, you can use any words. It doesn't have to be celebrate every moment. There we go. All right. And so that is the third card. So we do have one more card if you're still hanging in there with me, okay? Let me burnish this a little bit and get it a little flatter. Our next one and last one is the umbrella card, all right? So let's go ahead and get a nice crease. I'm gonna take a sip of tea. I'll let you look at the card that we are about to make. All right. Okay. So with this card, we're actually using Granny Apple Green, and I actually just pulled one of my craft lights over here, so hopefully that's helpful. Okay, same drill. I love the fact that we have umbrellas on one side and raindrops on the other. Isn't that cool? All right. And I will also show you the stamp set. I do have the stamp set that coordinates with the umbrella punch. I do have that over here, so I can show you that one. And time for dimensionals. Right here. All right, now does anyone have any questions about the paper, about the punches, anything about celebration or the honeybee class? This is a great time to ask as we finish up. I'm going to center this, and I've got my raindrops going down like this, okay? I don't think it goes that way. I think it goes this way. And we'll just center this. So I'm gonna have 4 winners tonight. Oh, Carol, I'm glad you like the umbrella card. It suits the weather we're having here. Yeah, we had some heavy rain like on Monday, and it's supposed to rain again. So we've had quite a bit of rain too. All right, so now we're gonna talk umbrellas, okay? Okay, so under my umbrella is the stamp set, and we're going to use the raindrops tonight, and showered with love. I love all the words in here. No matter the weather, we're friends forever. Life showers bring love's flowers. Rain and shine, you're always on my mind. So this is the coordinating punch with this stamp set, okay? And you can bundle and save 10%. All right, Gail says, I want it all. Mary Kay says, really like the raindrops. Margaret loves everything. It's hard to decide. Gosh, Margaret, I know. That's why I'm a demonstrator, because I'm telling you, I love it all. All right, so here's our designer paper that we're going to use this evening with the punch. And this one is a tricky one for punching. So we're going to do a lot of cutting around and using Post-it notes. And let's see. Well, why not? Let's go ahead and use this one. All right. So let's do that. It's a little bit different than the other one. I'll have to bring the sample back out, okay, so you can see. All right, this is the original, and this is the umbrella we're going to use. So they are different, okay? And yes, I'm going to need a Post-it. All right. Everybody see how I did that? Just use that Post-it to extend the designer paper into the punch. All right, here we go. Carol likes the striped umbrella. Oh, yeah. And you know what? The striped umbrella matches the designer paper. And this looks like the flower paper. So, I mean, you know, they've thought of everything. All right, so umbrella's done. And now we're going to do a handle. Now, this one really gets tricky. Wait till you see this. So, you first have to get over the fact that you are cutting up your paper with your scissors. And that can be really hard to do because, you know, we want to use our paper trimmer. We want everything nice and straight. And it's hard to cut into paper because we don't want to waste it. All right, so there's the hand. Whoops, you can't see that. See that handle right there? All right, so this handle has to go into that punch this way. So I'm definitely going to have a Post-it to do it. All right. So if you don't learn anything else tonight, we've all learned we need Post-its to go with these punches and with the paper. All right. So can you see that handle in there? Hopefully you can. And I'm punching it out. And there it is. All right. Now let's see, I think that's all we need to punch out the paper with. But do keep in mind, you can also punch these out with this punch. So I like the fact that you get both of the umbrellas in one punch. All righty, we are going to pop up this umbrella. And again, this is my Post-it paper. You can take that off, but you don't have to because no one will see it. All right. And before we attach this to the card, let's do this. We need to get this handle on here. So we are going to take a glue dot. I'm going to rub that handle into the glue dot. And do you see where I put the glue dot again? It's on top where the shape is, okay? Not the bottom, all right? Not the back. It's on the top, not the back. And then all I have to do is attach that handle to the umbrella because the glue dot's already there, okay? All right, so let me get this peeled off right here. There we go. And now we'll just put our little umbrella right here, all popped up. And this is another one of the stitched shapes. Again, I think I use these every week. This shape is Granny Apple Green, and it's from Layering Circles. I think I use these all the time. If you're a beginner crafter and you're just starting out with your die cutting machine, if you have the stitch shapes and the layering circles, layering ovals, and yeah, if you have those, you've got it made. You can just about cut anything out. I mean, they are amazing. All right, so we are going to do some stamping with Granny Apple Green. And I did stamp the words before the raindrops. Let me open this up. And this says showered with love. And I just kind of stamp that in the middle. And then we're going to bring in balmy blue for the raindrops. Now remember, you want to get your raindrops going the right way, all right? Just like the paper, okay? So these are the raindrops. They're all connected. And I want to do this so that you all can see it. I'm going to put 2 raindrops there. And then I'm going to go over here and I'll add 2 more raindrops. And you know, I'll even zoom in. And then I'm going to go back over here and I'll add some more raindrops there. Okay, and I'll move it so you can see it a little bit better. So I think it's fun with the raindrops. All right, and I'm going to bring this back out. Okay, and we're going to tape the Granny Apple Green circle. We're going to tape that right to the card, and then we'll pop up this piece, and I'll just put a dimensional in the middle. All right, there we go. All right, well, everyone who has commented tonight, your name is going in the drawing for one of these cards. And if you shared the video, I'm going to check that. Sharing will get your name in the drawing. Or maybe you had a watch party with friends tonight, then you'll be in the drawing as well. And I am going to have 4 drawings, all right, so that we can spread the love and everybody can get a card. Okay, all right, well, gosh, I really kept you tonight, so over an hour, but thank you so much for joining me. I had so much fun making these cards tonight, and you've already seen pictures there on the Facebook page. And here are the cards that we created. And if you're interested in the Honeybee Sampler and Card class, message me, email me, or you can go to the blog page and make your purchase for the class. Thank you, Hope, for joining. Thanks, Gail. Thanks, everyone. Oh, my goodness. So many nice compliments. Thank you, ladies, very much. I am hoping all of you, hi, Bess, welcome. I'm really hoping all of you have a wonderful next week. I hope you'll find time to do some stamping and creating. And I will see you next Wednesday night at 7:30 and Eastern time. And don't forget to sign up for the Honeybee class, all right? And I'm gonna give you a quick look. Here it is. Here's the Honeybee class, totally customizable. And if you're a demonstrator, you can purchase the tutorial. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next Wednesday night. Bye.